Let's talk pistachios and why I love them and why they are so amazing for our hair care and skin care. This stuff will blow you away. Hey everybody, I thought I would do this video just because I have been a loyal consumer of pistachios pretty much my whole life, but I film a television series between Greece and Canada, and when I was filming one season on the beautiful Greek island of Aegina, I discovered that pistachios are a lot more amazing for our bodies than I ever thought. So because I love everything beauty, hair care, skin care, wellness, I wanted to share this with y'all because one small adjustment in our nutritional regimen can really help us with glowing skin, more resilient hair, and just overall wellness. And it's all due to this beautiful little nut. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to discuss is pistachios found on a specific island. I'm not talking about pistachios you can buy from your corner store and you don't know where they're from. I'm talking about the best pistachios in the world that are actually found on the nut island. So Aegina is actually coined the nut island because they produce the best pistachios in the entire world. There is a little bit of competition between Aegina and some parts of the Middle East, but through all my research, and not only that, from interviewing experts on this island, I spoke to pistachio farmers that have been doing this for centuries, meaning they were like second, third, fourth generation pistachio farmers on Aegina Island. And I pretty much learned everything I needed to know about cultivating pistachios. So cultivating pistachios, the way they're cultivated, is super important to understand for the portion of this video, because as I mentioned just a few seconds ago, I'm not talking about running out to your local 7-Eleven and buying pistachios. You need to know where the pistachios have been cultivated, and here's why. The volcanic soil, the Mediterranean sun, and the beautiful and very unique climate on Aegina Island gives these nuts a very rich flavor and a very nutrient dense content, meaning they have much higher nutrient ratio as compared to pistachios found that are grown and cultivated in other regions. Local farmers I spoke to were telling me that Aegina Islands are prized just not for the taste, but for the fact that they are so dense in antioxidants, which we're going to get into, vitamins and healthy fats, and just essential for our beauty and wellness. And this is why I love filming Star Foodies and why I love sharing all this knowledge with everybody, because we are so inundated by marketing, we forget what our ancestors did and what worked for thousands of years. Something so basic like adding pistachios to our diet can actually make a massive difference to our skin and our hair and our overall wellness. So let's get into what everybody wants to learn, the benefits. Let's start with skin. Pistachios are loaded with vitamin E, and that is incredible for helping us against damaging UV rays, keeping our skin plump and glowy and healthy, and really helping us reduce inflammation. So overall, we are promoting radiance by consuming this nut. The nut also contains carotenoids. The two specific carotenoids that are found in this nut are lutein and zeaxanthin. So they're not only great for benefiting our eyes, but they are great for fighting oxidative stress. Fighting oxidative stress is something I've talked about again on this channel because I've been studying olive oil for so many years and I've learned from global renowned experts. Phenolic compounds found in this olive oil fight oxidative stress. The carotenoids in this nut fight oxidative stress as well. Let's get into the fats. Now, by now we've all probably understood how good healthy fats are for us. There are two healthy fats I'm going to talk about now that are specifically found in this nut. It's the monounsaturated fats and the polyunsaturated fats. Mono is the Greek word for only. We use it in the sense like monoena, just one. So that would be singular, and poly is the Greek word for many, or poly. So when you look at these fats, you're going to look at the monounsaturated and the polyunsaturated, and it's a great way for you to remember them when you're consuming products or buying things in the market. If you look out for those two fats, and yes, they are present in this nut. And these fats are what helps our skin stay really supple and really helps us with those fine lines. Because think about this, when do fine lines appear? When your skin is dry. So if you have really hydrated, really supple skin, and we are preventing the dryness, we are going to be preventing those fine lines. Once again, we're focusing not on the topical solutions for this video, because if you comment and say, you know, retinol does that, this and that, we're not talking about topical solutions. We're talking about what we can do internally to help our glow externally. Next up, a vitamin that is, I'm going to call this vitamin infamous because everybody talks about it. There are pills named after this vitamin or that have this vitamin marked all over boxes in health food stores, and it's the oh so famous biotin. Why? Because biotin is so important for our hair growth and our nail growth. So we're talking about our vitamin B7, which is aka the biotin, which is found in the pistachio, which is actually amazing for strengthening our hair and our nails. And before you run out to the drugstore and buy biotin, I would definitely not recommend that. What I would recommend is you going to see your medical practitioner, the professional. If you ever think that you're deficient in a vitamin, go to your medical practitioner, get your tests done, and then he or she will recommend what to do. I would never take a vitamin without being deficient in it. And of course, I've gone through a lot the last few years, and this is what I've learned from my medical practitioners, and it just makes sense. If we can get it from nutrients, why not get it from nutrients? Now, if you answer in the comments that you have allergies to nuts and so on and so forth, obviously you cannot consume these. When I was filming this season, one of the girls on set, one of the crew, she was the DOP, fantastic DOP, she had a horrible allergy to pistachios. That was just reminded to me as I told everybody about the nutrients. So in that case, if you can't consume that, then of course you're going to go to your doctor and, you know, ask for an alternative. But for those who can consume these, I'm also going to give you some cool ways that I incorporate them in my nutritional regimen. Actually, I just had some today with my dinner too. So the miraculous, the wondrous pistachio also includes zinc. So zinc is amazing for our scalp. Basically, our scalp function relies a lot on zinc, and these are full of zinc. And remember, if we have a healthy scalp, our functioning healthy scalp, this is going to lead to better hair growth. And in the literature, it actually said reduce hair fall. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say that eat a pistachio, it's going to reduce your hair fall. But of course, if you have the proper vitamins and nutrients, I do believe everything starts from there, from the inside out. You don't need to supplement with anything else. I do believe, it's been my experience, that my hair and my skin are a lot better when I am having a proper nutritional regimen. As all my doctors say, it always starts from the inside out. We can use as many topicals as we want, but if we don't have the proper nutrient balance, we're not going to see those results. Common sense, right? So in general, pistachios, they have incredible overall health and wellness benefits. We talked about the good fats, antioxidants, vitamin E, they have protein in them, they have L-arginine, which helps improve our circulation. And I know a lot of people are always concerned about caloric intake. I know that at the end of some of my yoga Pilates classes, I would always have nuts in my bag, but I always have them counted because they are so high in calories. But compared to other nuts, and I'll put the info on the screen here, pistachios actually have reduced calories as compared to the other nuts. So I find that a bonus. But just generally, like I had today, I'll throw it in my salad. You can throw it on your yogurt. I make my own cottage cheese fruit dish that I put in the freezer, and I can share that recipe if you want. You can find it on YouTube too. It's just like a high protein dish that I will have a lot of times instead of yogurt. You can throw it in there. They're very, very easy to add to meals. I would just make sure that I was always consuming like a really good quality pistachio, because remember, we want good quality results. We want to get the optimum results from the vitamin E, from all that beautiful hydration. We want to fight radical damage from UV rays, and we want to prevent fine lines and wrinkles and just keep ourselves hydrated and looking plump and glowy and stronger hair. And pistachios can do a lot of this stuff. And if you're thinking about cultivating your own pistachio growth, this is where I want to end this video. Like I started it, you will definitely need to cultivate them in a specific climate, because if I didn't learn anything from the farmers, I learned this, what I mentioned at the beginning. It's all about cultivating in really special climates, and that's why the product, the final result, is so special. Like Crete Island, for example, where I filmed 2 seasons of my show, has a subtropical climate. That's why they can grow literally any fruit in the world. And Aegina has a very special climate as well. And by the way, if you want to visit Aegina Island, I did produce a YouTube video about how to get there from Athens, the capital of Greece. You just take a ferry. It's about 45 minutes, and at the time I think it was about €8 a few years ago. So I've got that info below, and I also visited a lot of historical and religious monuments. So if you want to just in general check out Aegina, I think that video would be very helpful for you. If you have any specific inquiries about my visit at the pistachio farm or the farmers, or my experience consuming pistachios, they're always welcome below, because I have so much information and sometimes I just can't cram it in a few minutes. And so guys, if you're not allergic to nuts, I would definitely grab some pistachios. They have incredible nutritional benefits, and you never know, our hair just might get stronger, our skin just might get a little bit more glowy. Really, we don't have anything to lose because they're lower in calories than other nuts as well. Hope this was helpful to everybody. I will see you guys in the next one. Bisu bisu. Bye.